Hey guys, it's Julia here, and I'm recording a video a bit late, so this might go up a bit late, but this is the Wednesday video because I need to update my applications for my domain. So I thought I'd make a video showing how I do it, just for like the people that are curious, because I don't know if you guys know, but I do have a domain, as you can see here. Also, this is a local IP, so just to let you know in case people are like, oh, you leaked your IP. No, I didn't leak my IP. This is all local, so it's on my local network only. But you can see my domain here, which I created an Active Directory domain. And I do have this thing called, well, SCCM, but it's now MECM. And basically, this is the console for MECM. As you can see, Microsoft Endpoint Configuration Manager, that's what it stands for. And it's a really cool thing you can do with server stuff. And I've seen a lot of places do this, like a lot of schools have this, and they just put their applications in it. In fact, my college even uses MECM. So if I open Software Center on my computer, you guys will see this is where all the applications are. And they're all right here, which I do have more. If you go to installation status, these are all of the applications that I have. They're all listed here. For some reason, Crystal Disk Info failed. I don't know why. I guess it's just something weird. Do you want... No. I don't want to delete the settings. Maybe that pop-up was causing it to fail, because it looks like it was succeeded now. So you might have been on a computer and saw installation complete and saw something like this. That means that they did have Software Center. So if you do see that, then you'll know. I remember I was on the school computers and I saw something about your IT requires changes. And I was like, what the heck is that? And I was very curious, so I clicked on it and it brought me to this Software Center. And I was like, oh, okay, that's what it is. So I use a thing called RuckZuck. Now this is really useful because you can get applications. So if I click RuckZuck import, okay, so you can install new software if you want to. So if I click that, you can actually browse through and add software, which I find really cool. So you can add stuff very, very easily with this program. And I find it really useful to use with MECM because there's so much software that you can just add in here. The only issue is that they update so often. And as you can see, there is 19 updates available. I haven't updated this in I don't even know how long. I think a month or two ago I updated it. Maybe a few months ago. I actually don't remember. But if we go to the folder on the server, so this is like where it's located. It's still called SCCM because that was the original name of it before it changed. But this is where RuckZuck stores all its stuff on my server. And if I sort this by date modified, see I updated them, it looks like back in April. And this is an old Firefox, because we're on like over on Firefox 100 or something now. And I have 99, so I still have Chrome 100 even. So this is actually pretty out of date. And these other applications just don't update often, because I think this is around the time I first got SCCM or MECM. So they don't really update. But I'm just going to keep this sorted by name. I'm going to keep that open because I'm going to show you guys my method for updating stuff. I'll probably just update a few, and then I'll do a time lapse for the rest. So there's currently 19 updates available. I click on it. These are all of the updates that are required. I might eventually clean this out and delete stuff I don't need as much. But I do plan to change some things and make some stuff not required. Only a few things are going to be required. So I'm going to click Create All Apps. Now, in order to install this, I believe there's a way to install RuckZuck on the server. It's been a while, but I'm sure it's really easy to do. I'm not going to show how to do that in this video. I'm just updating them. So if you want to learn more information about this, there's other YouTube videos you can watch on actually installing this on the server. I mean, most likely there is, or tutorials. So basically what we have to do right now is we just have to wait for all these apps to download. I don't know if these are downloading necessarily to my computer or if they're downloading to the server. Probably to the server. I'm connected to the server through the console because I have the console on my computer and I installed it, which makes it a lot easier to manage it without having to log on to the server and updating the apps. So that's pretty much why I'm doing this. So anyways, I'll be back once these are all downloaded, just to save some time. Alright, so everything is now downloaded. Now you probably see they don't show up yet. That's because you have to click out of it. And these are just other apps that are deployed not through RuckZuck, if you're wondering. So I'm just going to leave those be. And then you click it again. And there we go. Now we have duplicates. And you're probably like, well, how do you update these? There's more to do. Because, see, the old applications are still deployed, as you can see. You could see that this one's deployed, and this one isn't. So this is the old 7-zip. So what we need to do is, I need to move this bar up, because we need it. Oh yeah, this also gives us information. Let me move this back up again. Because it says how many devices have it, so 8. It says success 1 for some reason. I don't know why. This is just so weird sometimes. Is we have to go to deployments, and you see how it says all workstations required. So remember what settings you had set. So we're going to delete it, and then we're going to delete the application from here. And then afterwards, we're going to right-click it, click deploy. Now this might be a little different depending on your guys' use case and stuff, but collection, this is going to be device collection, all workstations, because we want it to apply to all workstations. Next, then you'll have to add a distribution point, which is your server. Click OK. Next, and then this says install available, but it was set to required, so we're going to set it to required. I just leave everything default. I don't bother changing any of the settings. It still installs, so it's fine. Then we'll say it's successful, and it gives you information. Click close. Now that application is deployed, so now we got 7-zip up to date, and any system that is on the server and has SCCM or Software Center should update it eventually. It might take a bit of time, but it will. So now we have AnyDesk. So this one you can see is not deployed, but this one is. This one's also required, but I'm probably going to change it to available because I don't want it necessarily on every system. I don't really use AnyDesk as much anymore. So I'm going to delete it, right click, deploy, and then just basically I'm doing the same thing. Some applications might not be all workstations, some might be all users, some might be all users. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that as available. I'm not gonna force as many applications anymore. Besides keeping these up to date, if you really don't stay on top of it, it gets a mess, and I haven't not been staying on top of it. So now we have Bitwarden, all workstations required. I'm not gonna make this one required either because I just use the extension. I don't really use the actual app. I don't know why I made it required before, because I never ended up really using it. In fact, I only use it on my laptop because the extension's broken and it just throws up an error when I try to sign in. So I just stopped using it I stopped using the extension on my laptop because it didn't work anymore and I have to use the actual app now. So we'll just keep that as available because obviously, you know. Sorry if there's background noise, there's a TV on and there's not much I can do about it. But hopefully the music I put over the video will help with that. So Crystal Disk Info, you can tell which one's up to date because you can look at the version, but you can also look at the deployments. So all workstations required, probably not going to make this required either because it seems to have issues updating anyway. So I'm probably just going to make it as available for this one as well. The only things I really want to make required are like web browsers and applications I will for sure use on any system. So we're going to do all workstations again. I know it's a very repetitive process because that's pretty much what it is, but that's how I got really good at it, is because it's repetitive, so I remembered how to do it, even though it's been so long. I don't know why we need an updated Discord version because that updates anyway, but this shouldn't be all workstations. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be all users because it installs to your app data. So we're actually going to change that to users instead, because I think that was a mistake on my part when I deployed this, because I tried to install it once and it failed. So I hear my laptop going off, so I think it's actually getting the applications now. So that's cool. Available. I think this was supposed to be all users because this actually broke. Like, I tried installing it through this and it just failed. So yeah, this has to be users if it's a user-based app. Same goes for Telegram. I'm pretty sure Telegram is on this list. It is. You have to also put that as all users. Anything that installs to your app data needs to be on all users, not all workstations. Delete that. Delete this. I'm probably going to start time-lapsing this soon because it's a repetitive process, but if you guys wanted to know how my domain installs stuff, this is exactly how my domain installs things. Everything is probably one thing I will set as required because this is a program I actually like having on every system because I can find files really easily with it. FileZilla I don't use on every computer, and it's only set as available anyway. Alright, well, I'm going to just deploy this, and then I'm going to time-lapse the rest of the video. If you guys have any questions about this, just let me know, leave a comment. After this, there's something else we have to do as well, but that part, I won't time-lapse that part, because I'm going to show what to do. It takes, like, 2 seconds. It's funny, my laptop. Oh, my computer is pulling stuff now. Look, software changes are required. Your IT department press changes. If I click that, it's downloading a 7-zip. That's cool. And it's downloading everything. See, this is what it does. It might take a bit of time, but it does eventually start updating your stuff when you start updating things on here. So that's really cool. I like that. So we're gonna set that. Yeah, I think that's available. Alright, so I'm going to time-lapse the rest. So I'm going to stop the recording and resume it again and time-lapse the rest. Alright guys, so I'm back. I updated all of them. As you saw, I did delete Malwarebytes because I heard that's not a very good application anymore, so I just completely deleted it from here because I don't even use it anyway. But we are still installing everything because I think there's a bug where with everything you have to uninstall it and then reinstall it. It's really weird, but Anyway, we got them all done, but we're not exactly done, because you can see if we refresh this, it might have already refreshed, there's duplicates now, the older applications. Even though we deleted them in here, we have to delete them in here. So that's the old 7-zip, and then the old AnyDesk. We're just going to start deleting the old applications that we don't need anymore because they're up to date now. So we don't need the older installers, and basically it's just to save space. That's why I delete the older ones, because I just want to be able to save space. Wait, is that the older one or the newer one? Okay, you can also look at the date modified and the version and see. Chrome 100, wow, I was really behind on Google Chrome. Older Java. Malwarebytes, let's just delete both because I don't use it anymore. I keep both of the Minecrafts because one of them is the old launcher and one of them is the new launcher, and I still prefer the older launcher. I don't know why this is x86 though, and this is x64. That's so weird. Wow, older Firefox, older Notepad++, older VirtualBox. I don't really use VirtualBox, but I just keep it in here because there is that occasion that I need VirtualBox. Telegram, delete the old one. I don't really use Telegram that much either. VMware Horizon client, I might actually delete that entirely because I don't even use VMware Horizon anymore because my old college used it. So I might not need it. But you can see we had successfully cleaned this out and deleted all the older applications that are no longer being deployed. So I just like to keep this down to this because that way we delete all the old ones because some of these apps are pretty big. Alright, so we are on this computer. We're going to open Software Center on it. This is my other computer that I just have on in case I need it for something. And you can see that it sees the new applications because they say new, and it's probably installing something. I know, it already did, and the install date says today, so it installed 7-zip. It looks like it hasn't installed the other required yet, like Firefox and Google Chrome. You go to the normal control panel, you sort it by icons, and then you find Configuration Manager, and then from there you will go to Actions. We'll usually want to get machines to do it, to do the machine policy, but we can also do Software Inventory because the software is different now, and that will probably cause this to update much faster because you're telling it to check instead of it waiting to check. Oh yep, look, you guys can see, no longer available, press F5 to refresh. F5. It hasn't gotten the newer apps and a ton of them disappeared, so I guess we just have to wait. Alright, you might hear talking in the background, but you guys can see it just pulled all of them. It's saying that software changes are required. They're all saying new, so doing that update, I think it was the software inventory one that actually did it, but you guys can see we finally got them updated. I can actually do that on my system as well, and that way we will get the newer applications. So I'm talking a bit louder because someone's on the phone and I don't want it to pick up in the video. So machine policy, and then we're going to do software inventory, and then hopefully this will start pulling anything new, at least I hope so. So let's just wait and see if this actually works. Oh yeah, I think it is working because you guys could see it pulled some new stuff. So, oh yep, there it goes. Okay, that worked. You guys could see it immediately updated it, and it's saying your IT department requires changes, and it's gonna start updating everything. So now I finally have a newer version of Firefox, and from now on I'm gonna start staying more on top of this. I might go and delete some things I don't really use or need in here at some point, but I did delete Malwarebytes because that was one thing I did not need at all. It seems like the ones that aren't required, they might not update, because I'm pretty sure there was updates for like Notepad++, but it just says install. So I guess if it's not required, it doesn't seem to update it. Well, that's fine. I can always update it myself. And if we check on this computer, you can see it's installing everything. So it's stuck as well. I'm gonna have to probably uninstall that and reinstall it. You can also put operating systems in here, but I don't. I just put software in it, and I got rid of all the other stuff that isn't needed as well, just to make it simple. But that's gonna do it for this video. It might have been a bit long, but That's how I update my apps through my domain, and that's just showing me doing it. I don't have a full tutorial on how to install like MECM. That's like really difficult. I had to follow a tutorial myself, so if you want to install that, you basically just have to look at a video tutorial because it's a lot of steps, and also it's a paid software, but I did get a legitimate key for it, so it's pretty cool. And you do have to have an Active Directory domain in order to use it, which I have. But anyway, that's going to conclude it for this video. Thanks for watching, have a great day, and bye-bye for now.